Oh man, I can't even think straight with the Hillary Clinton stuff going on. The last two Hillary Clinton videos I just did is the reason I can't stop thinking about it is because I just did them. But I'm not flooding you with a bunch of videos on Sunday night. So the next video you just saw was Hillary Clinton from, well, it'll be Monday when you see that next video about it. You know, the mainstream media talking about, oh, she got pneumonia. She got pneumonia. Isn't it amazing how quick they all jump on the same story? Yep, we buy it. Pneumonia. None of them are even questioning it. None of them are even saying, why didn't you say something earlier? Where's this come? How come it took you 3 hours to give a response? Because they had to come up with it, and that's the best they could do. Anyways, I just did a video on Caterpillar having to let go of United States workers in favor of H-1B visa holding immigrants. Now, what is another big company? You ever hear of one called Dell that sells computers? So we got Dell fires 3,000 U.S. employees in request. Here we go. Request 5,000 visas for foreign workers. Again, you get Donald Trump in that White House. Again, assuming the man's going to do what he says. And then from the looks of the mainstream media attacking him this whole time, viciously, I think they also think he's a man of his word. So assuming he is, and from the looks of it, he just might be, this crap is going to stop. Because imagine if you tell Dell, listen, Dell. What's his name? Michael Dell? The Dell guy? Dell. Can I call you by Michael? Or do you... Dell, come here. Dell, step in my office. How much sales do you get from the United States? Citizens, companies, etc. per year, roughly? Oh, over $1 billion easily. Okay. I'm making that number up. It's probably much higher. Listen, Dell. You're going to stop hiring all these foreign workers. And you're going to hire American workers. Because if you want to continue doing business in this country, you're going to have to make some changes. And those are the changes you're going to have to make, pal. Okay? Capiche? I know you get this huge, massive salary. I know you've got this thing called shareholders, and shareholders don't like hearing recession, downturn, bad quarter. I get it. But I, as in the government, we don't like hearing unemployment, having to fake the numbers like Obama and Bush and everybody else before them, fake the numbers when they're really this high. Unemployment's way up here. Food stamps, as you know, 47, 48 million people when it used to be 24. So, Mr. Dell, I need you to be a little patriotic and do the freaking right thing. I know you've been in a mindset of doing the wrong thing because the top-down system you've been used to now, from government down, has been doing the wrong thing and dumping it, stomping on it on top of the taxpayers' backs. But that changes now. So I'm going to give you the opportunity because the laws we're about to pass, Dell, you're going to want to make sure you take care of this before we pass the laws. I'll just put it that way. Okay, that's what I'd like to hear from Donald Trump, and that's what I think we might hear. So, wolfstreet.com submitted to Zero Hedge, trying to find efficiencies and synergies to save $1.7 billion. The ink was barely dry on Dell's acquisition of EMC, the largest technology deal ever, valued at $67 billion when it announced in October last year, and already the layoffs rumors were oozing from the woodwork. Quote, people familiar with the company's plans told Bloomberg that Dell will cut 2,000 to 3,000 jobs, U.S. jobs that is. Dell spokesman Dave Farmer, Dave, listen, why don't you get Dell out here? I'm sure Dell gave the nod. Get his ass out here and have him give the speech, not you. Kind of like Obama, we're going to have Jay Carney, the carnival head guy, Carney, get out there and give the press speech. Mr. Obama, President, please. I can't read this script. This is terrible. They know. They're going to eat me alive. I can't go out there and say that. Jay, You've been hired to take one for the team. I know, but I've taken like 20 for the team. I can't take it anymore. All right, you're right. Get Jay out of here. Get the new guy in. And that's what they actually did. So anyways, Dell spokesman Dave Farmer refused to comment specifically on the report on Thursday, but said instead, as sort of a confirmation, quote, as is common with deals of this size, there will be some overlaps we will need to manage and where some employee reduction will occur. And hold on. Did I tell you? Did I skip over this sentence? The ink was barely dry on Dell's acquisition of EMC, the largest technology deal ever, valued at $67 billion. 3,000 employees, we need to replace you and cut down and going to get some Indians over here. We're not talking about $67,000 or $670,000 or even $6.7 million or even $6.7 billion, which would be massive. We're talking 67, the deal valued at $67 billion. Got to cut wages. We got to trim it. It just goes to show you, you are not a human being. You are a number. You are a robot. You are a number. And when I replace you with Indians, I don't want to hear you got a family. I don't want to hear you just got a house. I don't want to hear any of that crap. Be lucky you had the job as long as you have. And by the way, you're going to train these assholes for the next 90 days. And if you're lucky, I'll give you 10% of your yearly salary. Otherwise, you can go now and you get nothing. Can I, Mr. Dell? Can I shake my magic 8-ball? Should I take the money or leave? Yeah. Should I take the deal, Magic 8-ball? Very doubtful. So it's very doubtful that I should take the deal. F you, I'm leaving today. But that's not reality. I got bills to pay. I can't leave. I can't go on unemployment. I got to take the deal. I got to work the next 90 days. And while I'm looking, I'll put my resume out. And hopefully in 90 days, I'll get something timed perfectly. Plus, I'll get my 10% bonus for being fired and hiring and training my replacement. Anyways, maybe I can land a job. You better hope so. Because there's a whole massive line of newly acquired college students, if you will, newly graduated college students who will work for a lot less than you will because they're dying to get a job because they got student loan debt piling up and piling up. And if they can't start making payments on it, the interest rates go up. And if the interest rates go up, they owe a lot more money. And they might be living at home with mom and dad. So therefore, again, they can make a lot less than you can. You're not in a good position, are you? This doesn't sound good, does it? But this is America. This is the system. And as my sister loves to say, nobody said life was fair. Nobody said life was fair. You didn't have to get that. You didn't have to pay. Okay. On Wednesday, the day the deal closed, CEO, what was his name? Michael Dell, gave some clues in an interview. Quote, there are some overlapping functions and that sort of thing. That's not the primary feature of this, but there is some of that, end quote. These overlaps or overlapping functions are terms in corporate speak for real people. And these real people are mostly working in the United States, according to the report. Supply chain, marketing, and general and administrative positions. Dell is trying to find some efficiencies and synergies to save about $1.7 billion in the first 18 months after the deal closes. So starting from Wednesday. They're not dilly-dallying around cutting costs and laying off people. Combined, they have about 140,000 employees. So the trimming might have a long ways to go, especially if the cloud and the Internet of Things are not as fun as imagined. But that doesn't mean that the headcount will come down. They're bringing in foreign workers, mostly from India. Between 2014 and 16, Dell applied for 2,039 H-1B visas and 256 green cards. EMC applied for 2,347 H-1B visas and 453 green cards for a total of 5,095 applications. These are just applications. Not all of them will be certified. And of those that are certified, not all beneficiaries will be hired. But the data for 2016 isn't complete yet either. It's the hot thing to do for tech companies. Lay off existing workers in the U.S. and bring in foreign workers on H-1B visas. The Senate has been looking into some of the abuses. Nothing abusive here. This is law. You senators and congressmen, you've changed laws in the past so that this kind of stuff can happen easily. Well, we're looking into the abuses. Oh, kind of like the EpiPens going up, million% higher profits. We're looking into this. This is absurd. Yeah, good luck with that. As EpiPen fills your back pockets full of campaign contributions. Yeah, look into that, Congress. So for you. Hey, here you go. I can't forget you. Yeah, okay. In February, Senator Richard Blumenthal, Democrat, Connecticut, sent U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch a letter requesting a Justice Department investigation, but the tech lobby will likely get the Senate back on track soon. But Dell needs to save some money one way or the other. Dell's corporate credit rating is at the upper end of junk. How does a company with the acquisition, what was it, $67 billion deal, have a credit rating in the upper end of junk? How is someone explained to me right now? It's loaded to the gills with debt, stemming from when it was taken private. Now the EMC deal has piled new debt onto the company, including $20 billion of bonds that were sold in just May, followed by a $5 billion leveraged loan. Listen, anybody that has Dell stock, holy crap, run for the hills. Oh, it probably just skyrocketed. New deal, man, new deal. Market rallies on Dell. And what goes up must come down. I don't play that paper stuff. You can mess with that. It needed this pile of cash to pay EMC shareholders $24.05 per share. They also got a tracking stock linked notionally to EMC's interest in VMware. But in reality, they got no real ownership of anything. Tracking stocks were hot during the dot-com bubble, with disastrous results for investors. The combined company is also trying to boost sales, which they've been trying to do individually for years. All old tech companies, including IBM and Microsoft, are trying to boost sales. In particularly, those in the withering PC ecosystem are having the hardest time. They need to find a new niche for growth, and so they're piling into the cloud and the adjacent Internet of Things that links even the fridge to the cloud. But this is precisely where Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, Apple, and Google dominate. This is the situation Dell and EMC are in. Both have a large part of their products scattered around the PC ecosystem, Dell with its servers and PCs, and EMC with storage devices. A match made in heaven, and so they're going to innovate their way out of it. As Michael Dell said in the interview, we've got the ability to innovate at scale and invest, not for next quarter, but we have the agility and speed of a startup, but the scale and reach of the largest company in the industry. Alas, Dell became successful by building the same boxes everyone else was building, but it was building them on order, marketing and selling them directly, and getting customers to pay before their computers were even assembled, which was a new approach to supply chain management and working capital financing in the 1980s. For the first time in history, accounts receivable were a negative amount, and working capital was funded entirely by customers free of charge. Credit cards made that possible. That was Dell's big invention. It gave a huge cost advantage until everyone started doing it. But it wasn't technological innovation. EMC is a different animal, but now it's under Dell's control, and they're carrying a lot of debt. And cost cutting is going to be the big strategy going forward. Merger and acquisitions often lead to more shutdowns, write-offs, and layoffs. But somebody is making a killing. Reed Tech paid $5 billion in fees to Wall Street in 2016. And look what it got for it. They have an article here. I'll link you this article. It's absolutely amazing. I just said this about Caterpillar in a matter of this article was actually posted September 9th. I sent it to myself. Oh my God, I just did a video on this. Holy crap. I need to do another video. Caterpillar, Dell, list will go on. And once upon a time, if you knew someone that worked at one of these big companies, Cisco, Dell, you know, you kind of envy that, you know, man, you got your crap in order, man. I wish I could work there. I wish I made that salary. I wish you know, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, I guess. Just hope you're not one of the 2,000 or 3,000 being replaced, right? Then all is well. Another day in paradise. Or the Roman Empire crumbling. Either one. Take care.